What's good everybody, Jeff here. Today, my friends, will be more of a chill video, so let's sit down for a bit and talk. I understand this might not be your favorite type of videos, and there's a solution for that. Stop watching. I understand. So what are we gonna talk about? Well, look, you may not know, but this was the reason I have stopped uploading for quite a while. If you have missed me, you're about to find out why. Because I was very busy working on something else. And if you're new around here, it's very likely you don't know what I'm talking about. So very quick, and to recap, what was it? Well, 2 years ago, I've announced that I was working on a matchmaking system. The idea was to build a controlled environment where trolls, new accounts, like basically all the problems you will have when you play matchmaking or if you face it are limited. And still today, no one else really does it, and I was tired of getting team killed or yelled at or even wallbanged by accounts with 2 hours played. This really takes away the taste of the game, right? So I've met investors, specialists, coders, administrative guy, accountant guy, and figured out I wouldn't make it. Like, it would be too much of a hassle to develop my own platform, too many problems, too much time, and no success guaranteed. That's the worst part. I mean, you could try to do something very good, but in the end, if you fail, you know, you have wasted a year and eventually the investments. So instead, I have partnered with Faceit, and that's how ECL was born. Basically, we have access to Faceit's servers and platform, and Digit as well, and we do our own stuff. It's a project on which I work daily. I am behind the scenes, managing the staff, building the relations with the sponsors, and I do play in ECL. In fact, many highlights that you see in my videos happened in ECL. I just don't mention it because, you know, at some point, some of my viewers were really begging me not to talk about ECL anymore because they were fed up with it, and that's why I stopped talking about it. Currently, we are in the season 9. We've been live for 11 months, and the time really flew by. We've been growing a lot lately, it's been a very interesting journey, and the product itself has changed since the beginning. Currently, we offer 6,500 euros of prizes every month. That's fucking insane. Thanks to Skin Baron, who joined us recently, we are able to send prizes every 10 days. 1,200 of skins are sent on the winner's account, and they get to cash out the skins they want on the marketplace for cheaper than the Steam market prices. Now, this is very convenient for us. Like, physical prizes are a hassle to send. You have to collect the info of the winner, get them sent, make sure they receive it. It's a hassle, it takes time, and it has a cost. With Skin Baron, it's that easy. We send a code, you redeem it, choose the skin you want, boom, done, easy peasy. And I must say that this has helped us a ton. And mostly, Skin Baron is a platform/company that I trust. They are based in Germany, they are regulated, which is something very rare in the skins business, trust me. Also, the fact that you don't have to grind for an entire month anymore has been a good boost in terms of activity. Grind for a week, get away with a knife, that's a good selling point. Now, the prizes are cool. In fact, you could even join the FPL by queuing in ECL in the first place, as we have joined the Pro League circuit. The Legends division is what you want to play if you want to go pro, but also if you want to play some good CS and compete for some very good prizes. But all of those would be nothing if you wouldn't have the reporting tool. And I'm adding that we are currently working on a major overhaul of everything like the tool and the support system because more is needed. But as of today, it works like this. You play a game in ECL and you come across a guy who's not really having a good day. He gently suggests that your mother has had a strong interest in his genitals repeatedly, and that you should jump off a bridge. Well, take a screenshot, send us a report, and we take it from here. We have a staff of 60 moderators, and that means handling those ASAP, and you will receive an update via mail saying that the gentleman has received X days of bans or even permaban. In the end, it depends on the offense, if he's done it before, if you have sent us the evidence, or if you were too lazy to send us a screenshot, or even sometimes, if you have started it yourself, you might get banned as well, so watch out. We even had people who reported themselves to come clean. That was pretty fun, and that's pretty much where we are / what we do today. The higher divisions have a mandatory Discord. Once you authentified a bot, will automatically put you in the right channel with your teammates, and the lower ones have to talk in-game, but microphones are mandatory. And this is ECL as it is today. If you guys want to try, be my guest, ecl.gg, and you will find what you need. Now, this series is meant to be an update / vlogish because, to make it very clear, ECL is my project. I am working on it, and I mean, you know, it's kind of my baby. Like, there's no agency or project manager in between or anything, really. I am doing everything that I can myself. And yeah, it's been quite a journey. You gotta see it from my point of view. I am a school dropout. Eventually I got lucky on YouTube and here I am today. So I take it very, very seriously, and it's very hard to delegate. A fun fact is that most of the people that we pay today to work on ECL are, for the better part, my Twitch moderators that I knew for a couple of years, and eventually they got on board and went up, and now we're here. I'm close to all of them. We have built this work relationship over time, and this is the only scenario in which I can delegate. Again, ECL is, you know, kind of a baby. So if you haven't seen the other videos of this series, you will find them below, and you will have a better idea of how it evolved, like what was the concept, what was the first idea, what was the first problems we encountered, and this is meant to be an update slash, you know, episode 3 of this series. The last time I've made an update was in September of last year, during the season 2, so basically 2 months after the launch. Well, you know, a lot of things have changed in the meantime, and it do feels like ages ago, to be honest. So the season 2 was great for the better part, we just had one hiccup. Now, keep in mind, I don't want to throw shade for the sake of throwing shade, but on this season 2 we were working with Loot Bear, so basically Mojo. Now, this was the biggest shit show I have ever seen. Never ever will I get even remotely close to Loot Bear again. And I'm not gonna go into details because I don't think that's needed and that was 10 months ago, but still, having that bad experience made me even more cautious as to who I will work with in the future. During the next season, season 3, we have stayed with ARS only, and now that's the thing with them. I am very grateful for their trust. Surely it's a partnership and stuff, right? But like, they have been on board since the beginning. ECL wasn't even a thing at this time. I had no numbers to sell, nothing to show, other than my words. And they trusted me and they helped me to grow and build ECL and made it what it is today. And I'm very happy because no one else was ballsy enough to trust me and engage with ECL. And they have sent more than 40,000 of prizes so far. That's fucking insane. The activity was good during the season 3, but not as good as launch, and it started to show a bit of weakness. So then, during the season 4, we wanted to try something. The activity was going down, and I didn't really know where it was coming from. Like, it wasn't dramatic, but in some divisions, there would be like max 10 matches a day, or even 11, 12-ish, but like, except for the weekends, the weekdays were very slow. And it wasn't good at all. In the end, it's a circle. Your activity is going down, so there's more queue time, people don't want to queue, so they quit playing, and the activity is going down and down and down, so you have to change something. And since you have to pay to access ECL, Faceit takes a cut, but we do have some budget, and I wanted to see if offering money instead of ARS prizes would boost the activity. So for the season 4, which lasted for about a month only, we were offering euros on PayPal. Now on paper, that's a very good idea, but in reality, Jesus Christ, that was a mistake. The thing is, activity-wise, it worked. Money is great, you can buy whatever you want with, that's fantastic. But from a legal standpoint, it was an absolute nightmare. How do you justify sending money to a physical person on PayPal from a company in another country even? Like, the company is sending money to a guy without paying taxes, and this guy spends it how he pleases. That's also called money laundering. So yeah, that was a very tough case. But eventually we got it solved, everybody got their prizes, but I gotta admit it took a while. This is pretty much the point at which I started to shift a little bit in terms of the product. So far, ECL was advertised as a non-toxic environment, and eventually, yeah, you know, there's some prizes, but they are put in the second place, even though we had crazy amount of prizes. Like, I don't know anyone else that offers that amount of prizes monthly. Like, literally, I haven't seen anyone else doing it, except for big leagues online, of course, like, you know, MDL or others, but I mean, in the Faceit hubs, environment, in that kind of stuff, I haven't seen anyone else. And the way we were advertising it wasn't the best idea. Like, in the higher ranks, turns out that they only play for the prizes. So far, in every season, the lower divisions are the ones who perform the best, always. We've really managed to build a community around ECL in the lower divisions. They are always active, early morning, late evening, all that stuff, they are doing great. But in the higher divisions, this is another situation. Like, the people will play or not, depending on the prizes, because eventually they will invest some time, they will grind their way up, and they feel like prizes are needed. Without prizes, the higher divisions would be dead already. And of course, not all of them think like this, but for the better part. And that's something that I had to make my peace with, and once done, from there, it's been a rebirth. The Season 5 has really been a turning point in ECL. It was in January. We've rebranded the logo, which, by the way, was the toughest shit ever. Like, there was so many different attempts, I had no idea which direction to go. You can see for yourself, and I'm very sorry for everyone involved, all the graphic designers that I said no to. I guess I'm a pain in the ass to work with. I didn't really know which way to go, that was just, you know, a pain in the ass. And at the same time, we have joined the FPL circuit. At the end of the month, the top 20 of our highest division, called Legends, will be invited to the next step towards the FPL. This is going to sound dumb, but at the time it didn't exist at all anywhere. We have built an ELO checker. You needed 2,800 ELO to get in, which is high by the way, and once you drop below 2,600 you get kicked. Now, a quick word about this is that as we use the Faceit interface, we are still limited to a certain extent. There's a lot of stuff that we don't have access to, and I'm battling my way to get it, but for now we don't have it. And this ELO thing uses the Faceit API and stuff, but it was coded by a dev called Vintrick, and this guy has been a lifesaver for ECL. Thank you, Vintrick, by the way, again, if you're watching this. And for this season, we've also made a lot of adjustments. Russ, as always, provided some crazy prizes, and with a proper marketing plan, we have made some noise about it. And the launch went absolutely crazy. So many people would sub that our chats were spammed. You couldn't even type in the chats because it would go up too fast. The activity was the best we've ever had, and it was pretty satisfying. We've even had a couple of pros joining, semi-pros as well, because the level in the Legends division was pretty high, and the prizes were very good as well. And also, at this time, we were prepared for what was coming. I mean, when we first launched, it was an absolute chaos. We had no structure, no staff, no tool. We were not ready. So now, after 6 months of doing that ECL thing, we were ready and it went smooth. Actually, way better than expected. It's also at this time that I have launched a partner program for the streamers. We've onboarded people like Nuki or Miss Raj and other people, and the deal is very simple. They have a code which is 20% off, they promote it however they please, and in exchange they have 100% of the benefits. So Faceit takes their cut, and then they have everything left. We don't win any money off those codes. So that's also another option for you to support your favorite content creator while getting access to something. In the end, why do you sub to people on Twitch? Because you like them, because you want to support them? Well, here it's the exact same stuff, but instead of emotes, you get access to ECL. And I mean, if you really want emotes, we do have emotes, to be fair. And from there, it's been pretty much a smooth ride. However, it's worth noting that since this Season 5, which was in January again, I didn't push any promotions. I have let the thing run itself, and over time, the activity started to decrease. Slowly, but still, it's going down. And I'm no business expert, I mean, this is pretty much my first thing, so I've talked about it to a couple of people around me, and they pretty much all said the same thing. This is normal. It's called retention and acquisition. And when a service is paying and monthly paying, you have to dedicate a marketing budget to stay stable, because you will have to reacquire new people as you will naturally lose some no matter what you do. Moving on to the Season 6, which was a smooth ride, nothing specific happened, although slowly we noticed that the activity started to decrease. At that time I was traveling a lot and I really couldn't focus on it, and that was a bummer, but when I got back I understood that we needed a change. The thing is, a monthly grind is too much, it takes too much time, and eventually people lost interest. And considering how many people we ban daily because they've insulted or team killed, or because their account was created 2 weeks ago but they joined anyway, and also because of what I mentioned before, the player base was decreasing, so the activity was going down, and again, it's a very vicious circle. And this is when I have stopped everything I had ongoing aside to focus. I felt like I needed to go full in with this in order to understand and fix the problem. Like, we were kind of leaking. Every day, I would refresh the player base, and overnight, 30, 40, even 50 players had stopped their subscription. It also felt like we had come to a limitation. Many of the things I wanted to do were impossible. Like, keep in mind, we are using Faceit's website and servers, so we can't really do exactly what we want. There are limitations inherent to Faceit and how it's built. And I mean, it's weirdly built, like some of the features that are simple on paper seems to be impossible for them to implement. And again, the situation wasn't dramatic at all, we still had a healthy player base. But this was the first time that I would see it going down like this, and of course, I didn't like it. And again, keep in mind, the less players you have, the less activity you have, so the more queue time, so the less people want to play, thus the less players you have, and again, and the vicious circle might eventually make you close. So I felt like a rework was needed. I've put everything aside, YouTube and Twitch and everything else basically, to focus on ECL. I spent a lot of time talking to the players, figuring out what was needed. I've worked with the devs on the websites, the reporting tool, the structure of our staff, and mostly I went to find another partner. Now, with what happened during the Season 2, I was definitely not gonna sign with anybody, and I want people I can trust. I want people that are not doing some shady stuff, and God knows it's very hard to find in the skins business. And I don't think I know better people than German, like business-wise they are the cleanest and the easiest to work with, so I got in touch with Skin Baron. It took a bit of time, but eventually in the end they were interested, and that was it. We have a CSGO player base, so having a CSGO skins partner makes total sense. And also, as I've said before, setting the prices is so easy now. We create vouchers, send it via DMs, they redeem it on Skin Baron, and they can spend it how they please on the website. And since the skins are cheaper on Skin Baron than they are on the Steam market, well, they can even get the skins they want for cheaper. Easy peasy, it's literally everybody wins. And just like this, the Season 8 was perfect. This is the first time that we grow the player base without promotion. Like, usually it would go like this. YouTube videos, crazy amount of people, we are overwhelmed, it goes down slowly. Until a new push on YouTube, and it would repeat and then go down slowly again and again. But this time, something is different, the product has changed and it has a better retention. Two big points have changed. Number one, the prizes. The fact that there is $1,200 to grab every 10 days, plus the usual ARS prizes monthly, and we even have now drinks on board now, which is a focus drink without caffeine. I mean, the fact that those prizes are here and that it doesn't last for a month to get them is very welcome by the players. And number two, the updates when you report someone. It used to be grey-ish / hard to guess, but from now on you receive a mail that lets you know what happened with the player that you have reported. This is very satisfying, think about it in Overwatch, and this is something I should have pushed before. And this is pretty much where we are today. The Season 9 has just started and ARS trusted us enough to put one of their brand new monitors to win. Like, the thing is, you can't buy it right now, but you can win it in ECL. That's pretty cool. It's the one they have sent me before, it was announced, you could see it on my Global Lit Funny Moments video. 240Hz, 24 inches, they have been targeting the CSGO players, and there's a lot of features that are useful. You can win it this season in the Legends division, but as I've said, you can't buy it for now. And again, if you guys want to try ecl.gg, you'll find everything you need. And lastly, I will say this. I am nobody. I didn't have any experiences whatsoever going into this. My only motto is do things that make sense. That's pretty simple, and somehow it got me there, and I'm very thankful to be here. I understand how lucky I am to do this as a job. Surely I do work a lot, in fact, I don't have any free time of any kind. But since this is my project, either on YouTube or ECL, both of those feel like, you know, my own thing. It doesn't really feel like work, well, at least not always, it sometimes really does. During this period I have been under a lot of stress, more than I could imagine, and it really took a hit on me at some point. Not uploading videos, feeling like I could lose my YouTube channel, and again, if I don't have this, I have nothing else to turn myself to, like, this was an extra pressure. Losing it would mean, well, fuck, I'm lost again in life, what am I gonna do? That was a lot of extra pressure. But I somehow got through, and today it's been a very smooth ride in the latest month. I have learned to delegate, I have learned that I can't just one army this anymore, and that this is okay. I got back on YouTube, made a few videos, and mostly I am having fun making those videos, which is something I had kind of lost lately. And the support that I'm receiving is very welcome. My numbers are through the roof, and for the first time in years, I am having a solid growth again. It makes me more motivated than ever before, and I really want to express how grateful I am. So thank you, and I think that this is going to be it for this video, which I'll give it to you guys is one of a kind. I mean, not like I'm gonna upload those 24/7. But if you know me for a long time, you know that I'm transparent, and I do like to share as much as possible with you guys. And since I had started this series in which I talk about the developments, I felt like one more episode was needed. Eventually, I might do another update in a couple of months or a year, who knows. But for now, that's gonna be it. Thank you very much for watching. I would be surprised if there's still a lot of you right now listening to it. Could you let me know down below in the comments that you're still watching this? Thank you very much for watching. I wish you a nice day, and I hope to see you around one of those days in ECL.